as a scholar of literature, what are some difficulties you face in translating Korean to English?
Say, well, translation's a kind of creative writing and you're rewriting it and stuff, and I absolutely don't believe that. If you have that kind of confidence, you should be writing your own fiction or poetry or essays. You shouldn't be translating. Having said that, though, there's a place for creativity, but it's not creating new material. You're taking someone else's material to which you have to be faithful. But you have to be creative in finding equivalents in two very different languages. Yeah, that's really it. Look, you know, it's easy to translate literally and come up with something that's almost nonsensical. It's also relatively easy to translate kind of casually and get something cool in English that doesn't really represent the original. So I think the real hard part, the real creativity, the real art is preserving the Korean while coming up with something readable and excellent in English.
Recently, Kyung-suk Shin's Please Look After Mom has been really popular with the Korean media and the American media. So what do you think are some ways that Korean literature could reach out to a more international audience?
Well, okay, it's three things. It's the quality of the translation, and it's the marketing, obviously, overseas. And this newest book by Shin Kyung-suk is being marketed very well. I think Oprah picked it up, and that helped a lot. But the third thing is I would say, you know, more controllable, but probably less people think about it, is the actual content has to appeal to people outside Korea. So I think a lot of Korean literature presupposes two things. A fairly complex understanding of Korean society and culture, and an interest in that society and culture. The way they're told, right, has to somehow transcend that time and place.
What is your advice for some young Korean students who strive to be global leaders?
I think you should set out to do the things about which you're passionate, which means you'll probably excel at those things. You'll do them more often and more intensely than you would things that you don't enjoy just because they're the right things to do. And then, you know, down the road, I think opportunities for growth and leadership present themselves. I think starting with what you're really passionate about, rather than starting with the goal, start with the process and really enjoy and fully engage in the process. That's the best way. It's kind of ironic, but it's true, I think.